We'll invite the children to come forward.
Well, good morning. How are you? Good. It's the sequel to last week, isn't it? It's part 2 of the story we were talking about. And we were talking about tradition last week, weren't we? That's right, that was the one word. And we learned that the Pharisees, as if we didn't already know, really liked tradition. And they expected everybody to obey every little bit of the law. And they were very down on people that didn't. So I told you last week that they decided, they were so jealous of all the crowds following Jesus, that they decided to try and trap him, right? Okay, so they came to Jesus. He was in the temple forecourt, and they came and they were dragging a woman along. And they were pointing the finger at the woman and saying, Jesus, we've caught this woman committing a terrible, terrible sin, a really bad thing. And Moses' law is that for that crime, for that sin, she should be stoned to death. Right? You heard it. You heard the story. So they said, so what shall we do? Yeah.
One who hasn't committed any sin to throw the first stone at the woman.
Well done. Very good. Yes, the one who had committed no sin should be throwing the first stone, right? So what happened? Nobody threw the stone, and gradually, one by one, they all went away. And he said to the woman, well, where are those who condemn you? And she said, they've all gone. So he said, well, I don't condemn you either. Go away and don't sin again. So he forgave her, but notice he did say, don't sin again. And I'm sure she was so relieved and so thankful that she tried very hard to live a better life after that. So we've all probably pointed the finger at somebody at some point in our lives, okay? When we caught them doing something, you're doing wrong there. A very wise pastor once pointed out that when you point the finger, 3 fingers are pointing back at you. Try that. Try it, right? You point the finger, 3 are pointing back at you. So we have to look at our own hearts and make sure that we are trying to be good people doing what Jesus would want us to do before we go around accusing other people, okay? Because nobody is perfect. That's a very good line to finish on. So shall we say a prayer? And you can repeat after me. Our Father, help us to have the forgiving attitude that Jesus taught us in this lesson. Amen. Now, before you go to your class, you have a very pleasant duty to perform. Miss Kelley, can you come out here, please? Miss Kelley has been with us for a year. It's her first anniversary. So girls, can you get the flowers and give them to her? We are so happy and blessed to have Miss Kelley with us. She has been working so hard. So hard. And you can see the children absolutely adore her. So she's been working hard to build up our children's church, teaching the lesson every week out in Kemp Hall, making learning fun, right? And she's now trying to extend our reach out into the community with our first ever, I think, youth group. And that's on Thursday. And I'm going to put out a little ad for you, Kelley. Anybody who would like to volunteer to help Miss Kelley, please talk to her after the service. It won't involve you every week. If we could just get a roster, because we have to have 2 people, that would be great, in the same way that we've got a roster for the children. So thank you, Miss Kelley, for all your hard work.